But enough about sports. Maybe we went a little bit off topic there for a few videos, just unleashing a few ideas out there and seeing if they stick. But what about books? Let's let's add another section to the store then, because remember the store I was talking about in earlier videos. Now let's add a section for books, one of the earliest forms of entertainment and knowledge sharing that we have as human beings. Well, I think that In Your Head Productions can cater for that as well, and catering for books leads into many other avenues, but we'll get to that. There's a reason why I'm talking about books for now. So let's get down to it. So books, how do we go about that? I think In Your Head Productions can function like any other publishing house. Hire a set number of authors and let them write. Fantasy, horror, comedy, educational, fiction, non-fiction, you name it, autobiographies, just books, as a collective. And what we can do is perhaps publish these on both a virtual platform and also available in hard copies at the store for those who like that sort of thing and for collectors and such. The virtual side, I also imagine a little bit more complicated than what we have right now. What do I mean by the application is going to be a lot more complicated? For virtual books, now, you have to remember about the core account that I told you every user and customer is going to have with In Your Head Productions. Now, when you purchase a book from the store virtually, I was thinking we can maybe construct a library that you can access from your desktop in the application, like a actual four-dimensional library, where you can actually go and wander shelves. People can decorate it however they want. Even the books, the books can have different colored pages. They can have black pages with luminescent green ink. Who knows what a person prefers? But that sort of interactivity and connectivity. And it's like, what am I talking about? Books, libraries, virtual libraries. Like I said, for each individual user, when you open the application, you open it, it's in the room, there's a section where you can open up the library, where this room would disappear and suddenly you are in your library. If a person has thousands of books, their library might be floors tall, or it might be miles long, that they can walk through it, look at all the different books that are there. Every single book has its own animations and things like that. But are we going to do this for every single book in the world? No, not at first. I'm thinking more of for In Your Head Productions authors, official In Your Head Productions authors. So you can wander in the four-dimensional library, in the virtual library, you're wandering around, you want a book, you're looking in different sections, you just sort of grab it, or you float it down like magically, it opens, you can turn the pages, and all of that, as well as a designated reading area that is also customizable. With different environments, maybe you want to be reading on a beach, maybe you want to be reading in like a horror setting, or like some abandoned building, or whatever you're reading in that place, or whatever the theme of the book sort of surrounds, something that sort of matches the theme of the book. But why put all this effort into books? Books are a dying medium of entertainment, and I'm like, you'd be surprised, and I don't think they are, to be honest. But why do I think books aren't dying? Why do I feel the need to include that now? It's just adding more work, and it might be adding more work, it's adding more jobs. That's the way I see it. So, why I don't think books are dying is because there's a certain characteristic that they have that allows them to be more descriptive of certain things, more than a movie, more than a game, more than a series. Why? Because it relies on the person's imagination. That the person has to sort of create pictures and create environments in their mind, which is a skill that should be encouraged in our society, especially for anything creative or anything to do with entertainment. So yes, I do believe books aren't dying, especially if we do fun things like what I'm talking about that enhance the experience of reading, just good old-fashioned text. And like I say, you have your designated reading area in the library. That's also customizable. You can use the default theme of the book itself that will be designed by animators and such. And maybe even like with ambient noises, things like that, as you get deeper into the book and you in different environments and different places, that it just sort of subtly does that in the background to just sort of nuance and give you a better picture of what the author's trying to say. But yes, so books will be more popular if they were more interactive like that, I think. So yes, the reason why I'm also talking about books is because this leads into movies, as we make movies in Your Head Productions. So, because we know that most of the best movies are actually based on books, so a book is a good starting point because an author has spent a lot of time thinking about all the characters, all the interactions, and all the dynamics involved in telling a good story. So that's why books often make very successful movies, because they are very descriptive of what's going on. But yes, we move, if a book is popular enough, if it's read enough, people like it enough, then we move deeper into maybe making a movie or a series about it. And it's like, but movies now as well as books and everything else you talk about is too much. And I'm like, the movies aren't really a big deal, because if we see the way AI is going and how quickly that is advancing, well, making a movie about something won't be as difficult as we initially anticipated, or as I anticipated years ago when I thought about these concepts. I was thinking movie sets, like we have movie sets where we hire actors and directors and animators and sound people, light people, makeup, wardrobe. I was thinking all of those different things to make movies based on In Your Head Productions books. But no, like now with AI, it can be generated pretty swiftly. It's like authors don't want AI touching their books, and I'm like, maybe some. But if we look at toward the future, combining with AI, books can also be written with AI. But like I say, this is the brilliant part, is that the author themselves are still going to have to read each and every line and edit it to create the story that they want. It's not, or else the AI is just going to generate ideas, just generate cool ideas, which you might not be, you have to read and edit every single line of the book, so you're still pretty much writing the book. It's just, it's giving you, it's making your life a little bit easier in that process. So yeah, like I'm not really concerned about that books can be written with AI, because authors can have to double check it